spreading awareness, because without, you don't know what you don't know. And so without
Right.
having that truth, right, to come to light and have access to that, it's hard for people to know any different.
Hey, what's up? This is Dion Lewis, clinical health coach and host of the Healthy Project podcast. Now, the research shows that social determinants can have a greater impact on your health more than healthcare or lifestyle choices. The purpose of this podcast is to discuss how to improve health and reduce health inequity by speaking to healthcare professionals, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs. Now, if you're enjoying the podcast, give it a review. Or you can also make a donation to the Healthy Project using the link in the description. It takes 30 seconds and it's super easy. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Now let's get started. Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Project podcast. I am your host, Dion Lewis. I have a great guest in the building today, one that I'm super excited about what we're going to be speaking on because it's super powerful, some great stuff that she's doing. I have Toshia Burrell in the building today to talk about her organization and her run, Embrace the Race. Toshia, thank you so much for being on with me today. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Corey. I'm so excited to be here on the Healthy Project and tell you more about Embrace the Race. So I'm looking forward to this conversation today. Thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely. So, before we get into it, how about you tell the people a little bit about yourself and what gets you up in the morning?
Yeah, so a little background about me. I am originally from Fort Dodge, Iowa. So I'm an Iowa native. Went to Wartburg College for undergrad in fitness management, and then grad school at University of Northern Iowa for exercise science. So again, have a strong passion for that health and wellness background. My background extends from collegiate coaching to teaching fitness and wellness, and now kind of ventured into the community engagement kind of platform. So I'm currently a community impact manager at Broadlawns Medical Center, and I am just over a year in Des Moines, Iowa. So I'm just starting to kind of engage in the neighborhoods and really understand, what makes Des Moines, Iowa, thrive. And so excited in my new role. My why is really kind of about servant leadership. I'm a single mom to my son. And so it's really important for me to teach him those critical values and how to give back. And I taught a lot about that in Wartburg College. It's part of the mission as being a servant leader. And I take that to heart. One of my, role models is Wright Edelman. She's really big on service and children and education. And, one of her quotes is, "Service is what life is all about." And I really breathe that on a daily basis. And, she just really stresses the importance of education and how our legacy should be simply to leave the world a better place and your community a better place. So that's kind of my why every day is how can I get involved? How can I help others individually and on a larger level?
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Broadlawns is so, it's so cool that you're there, especially with what we are the community, at Broadlawns. So it's definitely needed. And you're definitely a value there. So that's dope. So, getting into it, embrace the race, tell us, what is Embrace the Race?
Yeah. Embrace the Race is simply a race that the goals are, overarching as far as just to spread cultural awareness, especially around social injustices, promote wellness and health equity, as well as to create a unity of just bringing people together. That's the real purpose, is to bring people together of all backgrounds to help educate, spread awareness, bring truth to light, encourage those to have conversations and trust in each other so that we can actually make an impact in the communities.
Right. So, what started you on this journey with Embrace the Race?
Yeah, it's a really personal story for me. Honestly, I lived in a rural Iowa town at the time. And, as in the light of 2020 and COVID, you got social injustices and social unrest. And, just on the heels of Ahmaud Arbery's, death while he was out running, that was a real big point. Obviously, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and just many social injustices that were occurring in front of our very own eyes. And for me, I started to experience some of those, threats and mail, or just the, hate mail, and just things that happened that you would see in the news and the trauma that you're experiencing. And I just personally did not feel safe anymore in my community to go out and run, walk, or play with my child or by myself like I used to. And it really kind of sparked really just from the notion that, hey, I felt safe when I called up one of my friends, one of my white peers, or with a group, right? And so I just thought, man, I know I'm not alone in this fight. I know I'm not alone in this feeling, and that it is real. It is a real feeling and a real fear. And so that kind of just was like, how can I do something about this where we can have a purpose alongside of that too? And so that's kind of where Embrace the Race stemmed from.
Right. Rest in peace to the king, Ahmaud
Absolutely.
Arbery, man. And that's so beautiful to me in the sense of taking something, because I feel like a lot of people of color had that experience, right? You witness something like that, or you hear about that, and then you start to realize or think, man, am I safe in my environment? Am I safe when I go on my walk? How are people looking at me? Are people looking at me? When I'm walking, I have, for me personally, a white female walk past me. What's now I'm anxious. You know what I mean? And it sounds like you took that fear and that anxiety and some of those stressors and turned it into a positive where people can exercise, but also with a message.
Absolutely. And that's really important for me, is that this race is intentional. I really tried to make as much as possible intentional of our efforts. One of the things is about not only, feeling safe and comfortable, in those situations, but it's also about, those with disabilities and accessibility. We learned that after our first year where we had our race at the Wartburg cross country field and their course, and it wasn't accessible. And so like, man, thinking about those in a different light of how they might not feel safe or, welcomed or comfortable in that setting too. So we really try to be all inclusive in that and intentional all the way from the music. I love music. I'm passionate about music. And so, I like a lot of like social conscious music that's sending a message that, might educate you on some of these social injustices, right? And empower you to be a part of that change. And so that is a big piece that, the music, we have a specific Spotify playlist. You can check it out. Embrace the Race, Celebrating Diversity on Spotify. And just really trying to be either uplifting or give a message that people can listen to while they work, dance, play, run, or train for this race, that we can really, again, be reflective in nature and take this to another level, that it's not just a race, that it's more than that.
Right. That's awesome. So you've already said, Tasha, you're a single mother, working full time, and you're still taking the time to organize something that's so important in this race. What does this race, or what does Embrace the Race mean to you?
Man, it means so much. Again, it came in a very dark place in my life and my time with, the effects of mental health and what all that trauma did with just the media and things that were going on and COVID. And, it means so much to me because I don't want to see this go away because I've seen the benefits of it. We've had 2 in-person races previously, and each time they, it tripled in size and just the efforts. It's very important that we're intentional about it being free and accessible to all, right? We've been able to provide diverse books for school-age children all the way to adults that are from a Black-owned bookstore, Soul Book Nook. Shout out to them in Waterloo, Iowa. And just being able to, give that to those, individuals that sign up to maybe that will help, see representation that they're not familiar with, right? And spread that a message, a positive message. We were able to provide T-shirts with our Embrace the Race logo and our pledge, which I'd like to speak on our pledge here a little bit as well. And then also, wristbands and educational take-home materials, how to interrupt hate speech, like understanding how to, expand your social circle so that they're more diverse and anything, whether it's your engagements, your doctors, your social media, and just, again, spreading awareness, because without, you don't know what you don't know. And so without having that truth, right, to come to light and have access to that, it's hard for people to know any different, to know that there's a different way. And so again, that's a big part of how much this means to me and the impact that we can potentially have by collaborating together in unity.
Absolutely. So the first two, so you've had two so far,
We've had
right?
two so far. Yep.
Those were
This
in
year.
person, and
Yep.
this year it's a little different. Can you tell people a little bit about, the upgrade or the change you're doing this year to get more people involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So, part of this has to do with transitioning to Des Moines and being kind of in a new, community. But a bigger purpose is just that we're collaborating with Charge Running app. It's a great running community that's global. Anyone can join, so the accessibility is there. And this allows us to really make a wider impact to just get a message across. Maybe someone will happen to tune in that could be inspired to do something similar or join forces, right? Or take that idea to another level by collaborating with someone else in their community. So this allows the Charge Running app is live virtual. It's very interactive. We have a coach. Coach Casey will be on the call. And I'm happy to say that you are our guest host for this event too. So Healthy Project, Corey Lewis.
Yes, in the
Yes, so I'm
building.
so excited about that. And yeah, we hope to really just get a message out to as many people. There's opportunities to do this outside and in home. So if you'd rather be on a treadmill or do your own dance or whatever that is, just if you just want to tune in, right? It's all about the message for me. Obviously, there are going to be some avid runners that are going to try to win this thing, and that's great too because there's a leaderboard and but it has an engaging chat, and I'm hoping that people will feel like it's a safe community that we've built from people all over, whoever joins in, that they can feel free, that we can gather their information just to simply stay connected and collaborate and find out, learn about our partners that we're partnering with and find ways to get involved as well.
Yeah, you said something that that I'm sure you're aware of is that people are they're going to try to win the race. You
Yeah.
have those runners out there that they just want to win. But what do you want people who are signing up to be a part of Embrace the Race? What do you want those people to take away from this experience other than trying to win?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest things, especially with the conscious music and the educational pieces, I want people to learn something, right? To be reflective in nature. First of all, why this even came about, right? It became
Right.
because there's a real fear going on in communities, and if you're running in a different, going on a trail or a different space, and someone feels like you're not supposed to be there because of your skin color, right? Or these facilities or roads or whatever are not accessible for those with different mobility needs, right? So like, I really want to have that reflection of, wow, like I might be privileged in that, or man, yeah, I feel that too. And I'm glad I'm not alone. Right. So just that reflective in nature, like how can, and that hopefully will inspire ways that people can be part of that change, right? How can I help with policy change or get involved in an organization that's doing this work, right? Or support in some way. And so that's one, is the reflective nature and learning and awareness that we hope to bring. And then another is just the power of unity, that when we come together, right, just me simply asking in this new community, hey, I got this idea, this is what I'm doing, hopefully people join. People have jumped on board. I've got partners and supporters like crazy. And a lot of that is just by asking and reaching out and knowing that there's good people, there's good organizations that are out there that want to bring unity and bring people together. And we're so much more stronger and powerful when we do that. So I hope that it gives people a sense of, man, there's hope, right? We have hope.
Right.
We have something to look forward to, and we can make a difference, right? A lot of it's because we maybe haven't tried, or we stopped. We feel like we're up against, but we're really not. We have the power to make change collectively and organize. So, that unity and celebrating differences, I hope that people feel that out of this. And then lastly, just hopefully that we can continue collaboration. Like this hopefully isn't a one and done thing. I have visions for seeing this go further, and how can we make this collaborate? How can we join forces with other people? And I hope others do the same, whether it's with their own organizations or individual efforts, that we can, build a community out of this from all different states or hopefully countries, that we can, make an impact moving forward.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where it's like what's the saying? We're stronger together, something
Absolutely.
like that. And
Mhm.
um I feel like this is just one piece of that. Getting together to run, but for one singular vision that we can all agree is a great cause to be around. Now, you said something earlier about your mission or some of the pillars. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but you want to kind of go over those and what are some of these things you want people to take away as well from that mission?
Yeah, so it's our Embrace Thy Neighbor pledge. This kind of
Pledge.
stemmed from the Wartburg College Inclusion and Diversity Council that came up with this years ago, and in partnership with Embrace. And it's Embrace Thy Neighbor, right? And it's an online pledge. We can find this on our Facebook at Embrace the Raise 2022. And hope to give more information about that. But we're encouraging people to sign the pledge, right? Show your dedication and commitment. Those 4 things for the pledge are: I pledge to embrace and respect the diversity of all individuals. I pledge to nurture a deeper awareness and understanding of the diversity around me. I pledge to engage with and contribute to the diversity in my community. And I pledge to honor this declaration in my daily life. All right. So it's a simple gesture that just really states your, commitment to diversity. And it's 4 simple things, right, that we should always be growing and learning and becoming more aware. I know a big part of, just talking about the subject of diversity, equity, inclusion, it gets people, nervous, but like anything, it's like, if you're unaware of something, you're uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm taking a test and didn't really study. I'm going to be uncomfortable and I'm not going to be confident in that. Right.
Right.
But the biggest thing is just becoming aware, immersing yourself, ask questions out of curiosity. And more than often than not, when I have those conversations, when people are courageous and asking, and I'm courageous in telling my story, it's been a beautiful experience. And I just hope that, just dedicating that, showing that pledge of commitment will really inspire people to constantly do this in their daily life.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. So, Tasha, for anybody that wants to learn more, you brought up the Facebook page you have. But if someone listening wants to sign up and get involved, where can they go? Where can they sign up for the event?
Yeah, if they search Charge Running app and go to events, our event is right there on their Charge Running app page. It's something you would need to download on a smartphone in order to tune in for the race. They have really great things. Our race is on Sunday, Juneteenth. It's a federally recognized holiday. So that's why I really wanted to kind of transition and have some, again, intentional meaning on that date. But it's 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So anyone can join in different time zones. But Charge Running app, download it, and then you just sign up. It's free. The app is going to be free to sign up as well. But there are, again, a subscription for, they do some really great running communities and different events that they host as well. The neat thing about this as well is that it is on demand after. So if you're unable to make it at that time on that day, the following day, it'll be on demand on the Charge Running app. So you can access it. You can just tune in if you don't want to, participate. But we really do want to, enhance movements, right? We want to promote movement of any kind. If that's dance around, you want to listen in. But again, it's on demand as well. For those that are in Iowa, especially Des Moines, we will be having a booth at the Iowa Juneteenth event downtown at the Western Gateway Park, 1000 Grant Avenue. And I'm so excited about that because that's where we're going to be able to provide those that, especially, kids, the youth, to engage in a healthy activity challenge. We're going to really promote people to sign up for the race, of course, sign our pledge, show that dedication. And we'll have free giveaways of our T-shirt with our pledge on the back to kind of represent and hopefully promote that pledge and get other people to, buy into that dedication of embracing thy neighbor. We'll have the T-shirts, we'll have water bottles, we'll have wristbands, we'll have books, and we'll also be promoting our free little library. That is something I haven't spoke on yet, but we did have a free little library that we opened and had a ribbon cutting ceremony in Waverly, Iowa. And that's been a really great success. We're hoping to, extend that to those that are, providing sponsorship opportunities where we can plant free little libraries in communities that would need access to diverse books and representation. And so really some great things to come out of this, but we're hoping to really showcase all that we have in person to those that are here. And hopefully moving forward, we can expand these races to different countries or cities or, make it in person again.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, Tasha, thank you so much for your time and telling us a lot about Embrace the Race. I'm super excited and proud to be a part of it. So thank you for allowing me to just do my part to spread this, great cause to the people. Anybody out there that's listening now that wants to get a hold of you and learn more about you, where can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Facebook page right now, we're hoping to increase some more visuals on Instagram as well as the race approaches. But Embrace the Race, you can message there, Embrace the Race 2022. You can also email me at toshia.burrell@gmail.com also.
Awesome. Well, again, Tasha, thank you so much for your time. And everyone, thank you for listening to the Healthy Project podcast. I'll holler at you next time.